Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you've heard about this by now. Everyone's talked about it. It is the scene that was heard around the internet, where the internet pretty much came together for the first time in years and said, "We hate this. We hate this with every fiber of our being," and as so they should. Because this entire game is a reflection of the broken Western creative process, where you let tourists that are just saturated by this woke mind virus, this narcissistic, egotistical delusion. You allow them in, and what do? They start making changes. It's like somebody, if they were to go to an Airbnb, right? They book it, they show up, and then they start renovating. They start changing things. They start, hey, I want the toilet to be over here, so we're going to break it up, change the plumbing. We're going to redecorate the whole thing. That's not what you're there for. You are there as a guest. You are there to respect what's there, to use the facility. Sure, make yourself a cup of coffee. Hey, if there's some water bottles in the fridge, help yourself. You can use the soap and shampoo that we offer. No problem. We're more than accommodating for people that want to bring in new ideas or want to try to expand the universe in different ways, as long as they're consistent with the universe at hand. But these woke people, they don't give a shit because they're not fans of Batman. They're not fans of Harley Quinn even. They like the new Harley Quinn that they have changed. They tried to alter. Now she's an anti-hero. No, she's a villain and a psychopath. She is a terrible person. She is not a role model for emulation. She is a bad person. And it is not insane for you to want bad people to be stopped and thrown in jail. Rocksteady should have basically fired everyone who was woke at their company and done a Superman game. You can't go wrong with a Superman game. You do a game about Superman, make it awesome, have all the Justice League make cameos, do a Superman game. That's what I would love to play. A really cool, in-depth, awesome Superman game. You can use his heat beam as the bullets. I mean, there's so much that you can goddamn do. But this is their pet project. They fantasize about killing the heroes because the truth is that these people working behind the scenes in these Western companies, they are genuinely evil people. I do not think I can properly articulate to you, genuinely, how degenerate, disgusting, and awful these people are. The attitude that they bring in, the culture that they bring in, which is this miasma that oozes and flows into everything. It is putrid. It taints the beauty and the legacy of some of the greatest pieces of work. This is essentially those climate activists, those just stop oil weirdos, walking in and throwing cans of paint or tomato soup or whatever on the Mona Lisa. That is who these people are. They are cultural vandals. They have no respect for this masterpiece. They don't even understand the political message that they're making. The only thing they know is girl boss, girl empowerment, rah rah, Harley Quinn's gonna be the one to finally kill Batman, because isn't that LOL so random? I genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, despise these people because they are the personification of evil. They represent the 7 deadly sins in one person and think that they're amazing. It is genuinely revolting to watch these people ooze their way through the world. And I sit here and all I want is for them to just go away from entertainment. I don't care what they do. I don't care if they fornicate with themselves. I mean, they are the most disgusting human beings to ever exist. They are the most degenerate, the most desensitized. They are just inhuman in the way that they are cruel and unempathetic and spiteful and delusional. They are cruel, disgusting people. But I just want them to get out, to go away from the entertainment, to just leave it alone so I can enjoy this. I don't want to see them. I don't want to smell them. I'm not on some crusade to get rid of them from the planet. I'm just on a crusade to get rid of them from entertainment and get rid of them from institutional power. Let them go walk around in the drug-addled, degenerate stupor that they live in, walking around in circles telling themselves and anyone who will listen about how terrible the patriarchy is and how mean the system is. That's fine. Let them go do that. Let the homeless people deal with them. Maybe we can get some hobo to be a goddamn hero and ram a shopping cart into him or something. But I tell you this, our legacy, our art, the creativity of the past is being destroyed piece by piece. And we've seen it across the board over the last 10 years, where you have some of the most unqualified, ungrateful, unintelligent, low-value human beings to ever exist that are coming into hobbies that they had no business entering other than it was popular. That's popular. I'll get into that, and then changing everything about it. These people have no respect. They have no regard for these things that people have cherished and kept safe for years, decades. And I understand that there are some things that are not for me. There are a lot of different games, a lot of different comic books and series that are not for me. And I'm okay with that. I don't try to enter those hobbies and change them because I'm not a psychopath. I'm not a narcissist. I'm not one of these Western woke colonizers who think that they have to supplant every form of religion, every form of culture, every form of entertainment with their own. These people genuinely want to purge the world of anything that they disagree with or don't like. And they don't like that you're able to enjoy your content without having to acknowledge them. This is essentially the world's most expensive, the world's biggest temper tantrum. These people, in the name of spite, in the name of ego, in the name of, well, you won't give me attention, you won't look at me, so I'll destroy the thing that you love. This is what these people are doing. This is how they are behaving. And I got to tell you, the answer is that you have to go old school. Metaphorically speaking, you have to take off your belt and you have to, metaphorically, of course, beat their ass. Teach them a little bit of goddamn discipline. Metaphorically, of course, in Minecraft. You wouldn't actually want to touch any of these people. Believe me, you wouldn't want to put a belt to them. First of all, they would probably like it because they're degenerates and they're psychopaths and they're disgusting. They'd probably, ooh, pain. At least I can feel something for once in my life. No, you don't want to actually touch them. You just want them to be as far away from you as possible. As far away as possible. Get them out of your books, out of your hobbies. If one of them comes to you with an idea like, hey, we're going to change this character, you say, you're fired, you get out. These people should not have any institutional power. They should be treated like the mental ill scourge that they are. Now, if you think I'm being too harsh, no, I am being reserved. These people want to devalue and destroy everything that you love for their own delusional, warped egos and ideology. I bet you they sat around and they're like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if we killed the Flash and then somebody peed on him? Let us show those toxic incels. Or let's just anyone can grab the Green Lantern's ring and use it if they just have the will to do so. We'll kill Batman with Harley Quinn. That'll get those incels raging. These people I cannot ever express enough. You may think that you dislike them, but you do not dislike them as much as you should. Because they are the worst. And this is a representation and a manifestation of all that. This image solidifies everything that they are. And not only do you have to suffer the indignity of these inferior-minded, pathetic weasels messing with the content that you love, but you're going to pay money and the game's not even going to goddamn work at launch. The game is not even going to work at launch. So you have to suffer the indignity of all of this crap that these knuckle-dragging, low IQ, low-value, degenerate scumbags are implementing into the game. It's not even going to work. They can't even be bothered while they're sitting pondering and group sessioning and you're sitting in a rainbow circle jerking each other. They can't even be bothered to make sure, to play test the game, to make sure it works, to make sure there's no bugs, to make sure that for your money, you're getting a working, functional game that's going to be miserable, it's going to be terrible, it's going to be a rotten pile of garbage, but at least it works. They don't even respect you enough to do that. These people are amateurs. They're not good at what they do. They're pathetic. You should view them in the lowest possible regard. And I think this is going to be the end of Rocksteady. This is an embarrassing launch. It's an embarrassing game. It's an embarrassing concept. It shows that they don't have a goddamn clue about any of this. The people working behind the scenes should be ashamed. They should be fired. They should be kicked out. No matter what story of the building they're on, just boot them out. Grab them by the collar. Throw them out the goddamn window. This is yet another slap in the face. And we're at this point now where they have destroyed nearly everything. I'm not joking. They have destroyed nearly everything. Nearly everything. These posers, these tourists, have destroyed nearly everything. There is not a single form of entertainment that I can think of from the past that has survived these cretins. I can't think of a single one. I can't think of a single one. And guess what? 2014, mass layoffs. Mass layoffs in the gaming industry. Oh, guess what? All these woke publications, mass layoffs. Mass layoffs. Vice, all of these companies, mass layoffs. Getting rid of people by the hundreds. And you know what? I couldn't be happier. You people don't deserve a job. Not at least in this industry. Go get a job as a barista. Learn to code, I would say. But you probably fucked that up too. You'd be like, oh God, this line of code seems rather sexist to me. Can I change it? No. Okay. You people cannot understand how frustrated I am at what this is. Because there's no reason for it. There's no reason. There's no upside. Do you cultural vandals, do you think that you're winning people over? Even people that aren't as frustrated as me, even people who think that I may be an asshole, even those people are not going to flock to this like it's good. This isn't winning anyone over. You're not doing anything to promote your causes. Having Harley Quinn kill Batman is an insult. Batman's death has been done before, and it's been done in such better and respectful ways, but you're dealing with a bunch of people that are so goddamn smug and arrogant and stupid and just wretched. You can almost smell the failure that wafts off of them through your screen. It's a pungent, wretched odor that makes me want to Ralph. These people are the worst. I cannot emphasize that enough. And I'm not being hyperbolic for the sake of being hyperbolic. I'm not being over the top. Understand, I have had to watch every franchise that I've loved as a child be dragged through the mud by a bunch of woke, knuckle-dragging Neanderthals that are the lowest intelligent human beings, the lowest intelligent specimens we have ever seen, the most entitled, the most privileged, the most worthless, the most useless. I have had to watch these people be elevated and promoted, and they're the ones making these decisions, and it doesn't matter if it's one of my most cherished movies and books, Lord of the Rings. What they did with the Rings of Power. Doesn't matter if it's Terminator, a movie franchise I loved. After Terminator 2, Terminator 3 was all right. But after that, and Salvation was actually pretty good. But after that, it's been one failure after another, culminating in Terminator Dark Fate, which is genuinely one of the worst movies I've ever seen. I'm not kidding. Every franchise. Ninja Turtles hasn't. They haven't been saved. Thundercats has been emasculated. Thundercats roar! Every major franchise that I grew up loving has been altered, replaced, demeaned, deconstructed, and ultimately destroyed. The only positive that I see on the horizon is this new Ghostbusters, which actually looks like a Ghostbusters movie. Imagine that. So, ladies and gentlemen, if I sound frustrated, it's because I am. I'm sick and tired of what these people do, because there is no universe where people who know the Arkham games, know the characters, know the lore, is going to think, yeah, even as a shock, even as a surprise, fans are going to love this. Or fans are going to hate this in the right way. You can have, like wrestling tells you, if you're a heel and you're a good heel and you find yourself really, really hating a character, you're like, I really hate them or I really hate that. That can be part of really, really, really good writing. But these people, it's not about that. It's about whims. And it's about a bunch of people that don't care about what the fans want, don't care about what the fans think, don't even care to make sure the game is working. That to me is insult on top of injury. Because it's bad enough that you put a game where you disrespect these iconic characters, and it's not even that you're killing the Justice League. It's not even that. Because in a multiverse thing, we've seen Batman go through crazy transformations. The Batman Who Laughs, for example. We've seen crazy transformations. It's not that. It's not that everything has to be the same and Batman always has to win. No. It's that the way that you do it is so perverse and that is so blatantly obvious. Like, you are so stupid if you work at Rocksteady that you think that well, first of all, these people think they're more intelligent than us, which is, I sit there in stunned disbelief that anyone could be that lacking in self-awareness, that they think they're more moral and smarter than people like me and people like you. That is just an absolute insult. Because I can't think of a creature less intelligent, less moral, less valuable. The writing in this is shocking. I could go on and on for another 20 minutes. But I think I'm going to end things here. You get my point, I hope. You get my point that what we're dealing with here in the media and entertainment spaces is unacceptable. It just simply is. Putting people in charge, whether they're a man or a woman, whether they're black or white or Asian, whoever, putting people in charge that are unqualified and incapable is not a good choice. And what I'm going to end with is something that I constantly bring up whenever I talk about stuff like this. This is not a gendered issue. This is not a race-based issue. I'm not sitting here advocating that, well, only white men can create the best content. No. Right now, as it stands, the Japanese, both male and female, are eating our lunch and absolutely destroying us in terms of entertainment. Japan would not put something out this bad. Oh, they'll put out things that are bad. Not this bad. They would not. Let me put it in perspective. What is one of the biggest anime right now? If I had to argue, I'd probably say One Piece. One Piece is huge. I want you to imagine for a moment that there's a character. Who can they have do this? I mean, One Piece has so many characters. I want you to imagine that one of Blackbeard's henchmen, I forget her name, the big chick with the long nose, looks kind of like Usopp with the nose. Imagine she just randomly kills Luffy. Like, randomly just kills Luffy. Luffy is defeated by this random chick with the nose. Fans would be furious. And then you find out that it wasn't actually Oda who wrote it, it was somebody else. And they did it because, well, they thought that, Luffy was getting too strong and it was too unbelievable, and you really wanted to have a woman beat him to make a point about feminism and, that women can be powerful too. How do you think that would go over? Just to remove any chance that people could say, well, this has something to do with this, or that you're a super huge fan of Batman, which I am. Bigger fan of Superman, though, but people would be furious. Because in terms of the logic of the universe, it makes no sense. Harley Quinn is not on the level of Batman by any way, shape, measure, or form. She's a sidekick to the Joker. She's a side character. And to kill him off with Harley Quinn in this unceremonious way is disgusting. Anyway, I could go on. I appreciate those who made it all the way through. I appreciate those who listen. I will continue to talk about these issues because despite people pretending that they don't understand why it's important, watching the desecration and vandalism of culture that I enjoy and I appreciate and I very much love is... I will always talk about stuff like this because I feel very passionate about it and I hope in some small way to make a difference, to make people realize genuinely how awful what's going on is. On that note, I will bid you guys a good day and I'll see you next time.